Manifesting Me. Thanks so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know me, I write, talk about, and teach manifesting, and I also do one-on-one sessions with people. I'm an intuitive, so I'm able to tune into people's energies deeply, help them better understand who they are at their core. When we better understand ourselves, we can manifest more easily. So today I want to talk about beliefs, and anybody who is manifesting on a regular basis, a conscious creator who understands the groundwork for manifesting, you know that we receive whatever we believe. So our beliefs form the basis for the things that we see more of in our life. If I believe the world is a good and gentle place and that everybody in my life is good and happy and helpful and for me, then that's what I'm going to get. That's what I'm going to get more of. And if I believe the opposite, then I'm going to attract more of the opposite to me. And I had great examples of this when I was in my early 20s. I believed that the world was a scary place, that things never worked out for me, that, I was frequently on the losing end of things. And that's what I got more of. My gosh, I have a whole litany of things that I could go through, a list of things that happened to me in my early 20s where you go like, oh yeah, your world was kind of sucky. And then in my mid 20s, there hit a very clear turning point for me where I realized, oh my gosh, I've got a bad attitude and I really need to change my viewpoint of the world, of my world, of what I think is going to happen to me. That's when I stumbled onto the very, very early beginning stages of law of attraction, manifesting, energy, all of that. And it just started with getting my head straight. So once I started to clean up my thoughts and I became real aware of how negative I could be, I started to consciously redirect my thoughts, became a more positive person, started to tell myself that life was for me, things work out for me, I have a great life, I have great people in my life. And wouldn't you know it, it just so happened to be that way. So my life really took a very sharp turn from where it was in my early 20s to where it ended up by the time I was done with my 20s. I had turned things around completely, and to the point that in my early 20s I was kind of sullen and a little bit depressed, and I used to joke that people who met me initially would either like me or hate me, and most people would think that I was a word that I won't say here, but it starts with a B and it rhymes with itch. But once they got to know me, then I could win them over. So that's how I used to describe myself to other people in my early 20s. And gosh, isn't it funny? I remember it seemed like 1 out of every 2 people I met thought exactly what my belief system was, that, I was a B and then the rest of it that rhymes with itch. So, and by the end of my 20s, I had completely turned around and people were calling me, they nicknamed me the Joy Girl. 10 years, 10-year difference. And I gotta tell you, when I started in my mid-20s, working my way toward, just changing my thoughts around from negative to positive, being called Joy Girl would have been hugely aspirational. And the next thing you know, that's what people are calling me. So, and it's not like I had a t-shirt that said, please call me Joy Girl. This is just the nickname that I ended up getting from people who met me and got to know me as I had changed my attitudes around. So yeah, so, our belief is the foundation for our existence. And the great thing about that is that my beliefs don't have to match your beliefs in order for my life to still be justified, be real, for things to happen in my life the way that I know that they are going to happen. And your beliefs can be whatever they are. So we each get to hold on to our own beliefs of how the world works. And guess what? We're all right. There is no wrong when it comes to beliefs. I'll just do a quick side jump right now to say that somebody, some people might say, oh, but there are dangerous beliefs out there. And my argument back would be, no, there's not dangerous beliefs. There's dangerous behaviors that stem from maybe dark beliefs. But that's a different thing altogether. So a belief in and of itself is just that. It's when action and behaviors arise out of beliefs. Okay, so that's when things can get dicey, or when things can be beautiful. So okay, so to go back to it, the great thing is that I don't have to change anybody else's mind so that they're right, so that they agree with me, so that they are on my side of where my beliefs fall. And I don't have to change my mind to get on their side of where their beliefs fall. Now, sometimes, and beliefs can change. That's the beautiful thing. If I'm ready, if I'm primed for growth and to move into a new belief system, then I'm going to manifest, probably subconsciously, somebody coming into my sphere that's going to hold beliefs that are a little bit different than mine. And something about that and what they're saying or what they're, sharing with me is going to resonate. And I'm going to, investigate that for myself. And if it feels good, I'll adopt it. So beliefs can certainly change throughout one's life cycle. And that might sound obvious, but back to an earlier video that I did of how we can kind of keep people stuck in a story, including ourselves. It's the same thing with beliefs. I know beliefs can change. I had somebody very close to me in my life who started off, I won't say started off, but in their life has gone through all of the different religious beliefs and has gone full circle, or maybe it's not full circle, maybe it's stopping one stop short of completing the circle, where they're now agnostic. So they were, born again, they were Catholic, they were this, they were that, and the whole time telling me that how I was living my life was wrong and my beliefs were wrong. And meanwhile, they're pinballing their way through different religious beliefs and ended up believing that, there is no higher power. And so there you have it. So beliefs change. Let people change. Let their beliefs change. And here's the important thing, and really what kicked this video off in me wanting to share this with you is don't feel pressured into changing your beliefs because of what somebody else says. So I think it's really important to be able to anchor down in who we are and what we believe, what feels right for us. And it always, the biggest thing that I teach people about manifesting is that it's how does it feel? Our inner GPS will always let us know if we're on track or off track. Good feels good, bad feels bad. If we're feeling good, then whatever we're doing or whatever it is good for us. If it feels bad, and you have to be really self-aware maybe to be able to kind of pick up on the nuances, but if it feels bad, it is bad. People will tell you all the time, they're like, oh yeah, I met this person and we were starting a relationship and some flags went up and stuff didn't feel right, but I powered through. 6 months later, they took all my money, whatever the story, and you're like, gosh, you had that GPS going ding, 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 like change route, change route, change route. And you were like, nope, I'm gonna ignore the feeling and just go with what my head's telling me. So be strong enough and grounded enough or centered or whatever the word is that makes sense to you, that feels good to you, to be able to listen to somebody else's beliefs without it changing yours, if you're not wanting to change beliefs. I can't tell you how many times I have heard from people, you live in a fantasy world, Megan, you think that everything is happy and magical and it's not. And you know what I hear when people say that? I don't internalize any of that. I go, oh, I feel badly for you because you're telling me about your life right now. You're not telling me about mine. I'm hearing it because chances are there's a part of me subconsciously, that shadow part sometimes, that just needs to get our attention, that's going, is the world as good as you think it is, Megan? And so what happens in that moment is my subconscious will manifest a reflection of that part of me so that I can see it up close and personal, hear it, and then go, oh, God, no, that's crazy. Yeah, the world is magical. My world is magical. My world is full of love. My world is full of happiness. And I'm so, so grateful for that, because that didn't just happen overnight. That was hard-earned. That was hard-earned by me starting in my 20s and working my way through the past 20 years to get to where I am now. So be strong enough to listen to other people's beliefs. Love them for their beliefs and for where they are, and love yourself enough to still hold on to your beliefs, even if they're in opposition with the person sitting in front of you who's talking to you and saying, you're so wrong. Listen, honey, we're all right. That's just how it works. And then the last thing I want to touch on here is in my life's perspective, I am wary of anybody who tries to come along and tell me their beliefs about somebody else, hoping that they are going to influence me. And influence me in this case for the worse. So an example would be you're close friends with someone and there's a third person who you both know, and your close friend says, oh, you have to watch out for that person. They are bad news. Because they might have had an experience with that person, which was completely reflective of their beliefs and how they, move their way through the world and what they manifest for themselves and the lessons that they're trying to learn. They may have had a bad experience, and now they're trying to make it your bad experience with that person. When, again, those aren't my beliefs. I'm going to stay completely open-minded and just let this person come to me and see what happens. I have some people who have become close friends that other close friends said, stay away from them, trouble with a capital T. But that's not the part of them that I ever saw. The part of them that I saw was love and happiness and generosity, kindness. Why? Those are my beliefs that are being reflected back to me. Does it always work like that? No, sometimes our beliefs really do line up. Sometimes if one person has a bad experience, another person may also have that bad experience. Then you're like, oh, look at that. But point being, try not to paint the picture for somebody else. Let them experience it based on where their energy is, what they're in resonance with, and let their experience unfold that way. I think that's the best thing that we can do for people. Sometimes I think we're trying to be helpful. We're trying to help people avoid pain. But remember, the pain that we've experienced ourselves, my pain, doesn't have to be your pain. I'm manifesting sometimes from my pain. You're manifesting from your pain. We're not going to be manifesting the same way at the same time in all situations. So yeah, just let people have an experience that's uncolored by our own beliefs. All right. You know what? That's what I have. I would love to hear your thoughts, your feelings. What are your beliefs about this particular video? Please do share in the comment section. Also, please like this video. When you like this video, it helps other people find it. That's something that I'm learning about YouTube, so super helpful just to give it the old thumbs up. Thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate that. Subscribe if you want to know when new videos are posted. Visit my website if you'd like to know more about booking one-on-one sessions. It's manifesting-me.com. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Take good care. Bye-bye.